welcome to Markets Today with me, Gaurav Kashyap, your market strategist. Some of the key points to the US closing yesterday and the European opening today include continued dollar weakness and the continued upsides experienced in US equity markets. If we start with the former, the US dollar bounced off 15-month lows in trading yesterday, and dollar longs are continuing to get exposed through trading today. Ongoing political turmoil in Washington, along with weakening data docket in the US, have kept the US dollar in check, and this theme will continue to solidify going forward. At the time of this recording, the dollar index was above 92.8 levels, but we'll keep an eye out for that 92.64 low for the rest of today's trading session. The majors were reveling in the dollar's weakness today. The euro hit more than 2.5-year highs against the greenback at 1.18676, while the British pound also hit 11-month highs against the US dollar at 1.3244. The most functional trade this week is to look at, of course, long positions against the US dollar, but I would wait for any dips in trading today or tomorrow, which could present good long opportunities. Today also sees the release of the monthly US ADP employment report, which is due out at 12:15 GMT today, and it's expected to show that 185,000 new jobs were added in the US last month. Now, while the ADP report customarily precedes the headline US non-farm payrolls report, which is due out on Friday, and although the ADP rarely shows a deep correlation with the NFP, we expect market volatility to pick up following the release today. A stronger than expected ADP report could see even further gains in the US equity segment, which are already approaching record highs. The benchmark Dow Jones index closed just below 22,000 points yesterday, and all expectations are for a very strong break of this level as the US begins trading later today. Earlier in the day, we had the Reserve Bank of India's interest rate decision. We saw cuts to the benchmark interest rate to 6% from a previous reading of 6.25%, and there was also a cut in the reverse repo rate to 5.75% from a previous reading of 6%. The Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange benchmark Indian rupee contract appreciated following the confirmation of the rate cut, with the Indian rupee August contract gaining more than 0.65% in trading today against the US dollar. The DGCX Indian rupee contract has shed more than 0.8% in July, and we continue to expect to see more downsides with support coming in finally at 63.62 levels. Today also sees the release of the US weekly crude inventories. This is going to be due out at 14:30 GMT. After the massive drawdown last week in which supply dropped more than 11 million barrels, expectations are for another 3 million barrel drawdown today. This is in complete contrast to yesterday's unofficial API report, which showed large buildups of 3 million barrels, which saw the WTI contract sell off more than $2. A move towards 48.33 in trading today, which represents a 200-day moving average, would present decent long opportunities in the crude contract going forward. Guys, if you found this video informative, please give it a like, give it a share. If you have any questions about what we discussed today, you can please leave them in the comments below, or you can tweet me directly at EGM Futures on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions or address any of those comments. And if you haven't already, definitely check out the newsroom at www.equity.com. It's packed with interesting market-related content and analysis, and ultimately those tools should help you trade better and trade smarter. We're also hosting a round of really informative online webinars where we address several key market topics. And tomorrow I'll be hosting a seminar discussing the US dollar's trend against the majors, primarily the euro, the pound, the Australian dollar, and the Canadian dollar, and what we can expect to see in these pairs over the next 3 months or quarter or so. That webinar will go live from Thursday at 5 p.m. GMT. So please visit www.equity.com/academy/webinars and get yourself registered today. Thank you guys, and have a great trading session ahead.